Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. We've not been very consistent for some days now, but we are now back in full swing, video after video. In this one right now, I want us to have a look at a very interesting story captured by Sunday Standard. That's today. The story reports that there is a big split in Kenya Kwanza government. Mount Kenya elected leaders immediately after Friday's Udas Bomas meeting. Mount Kenya leaders held two separate meetings. One was held at Rigathi Axis' current residence. The second meeting was held at Kirinyaga MP's home at Thika Grounds until late into the night. So immediately after Friday's UDA meeting that was attended by William Ruto, Mount Kenya leaders held two separate meetings. 12 MPs converged at Rigathi Gachagwa's current residence. 48 MPs converged at Thika Greens at Kirinyaga MP's residence. So there were those two meetings. And you are seeing clearly that in terms of numbers, Rigathi only had 12 members of parliament, while 48 were at a separate meeting. That's really telling. Let's have a look at the story as captured by the Standard before we proceed. Immediately after United Democratic Alliance UDA's National Governing Council meeting at Bomas of Kenya, a group of 60 Mount Kenya leaders held two separate meetings to chart their political destiny. One group made up of 12 MPs from Kiambu retreated to Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa's current home. On the same night, 48 lawmakers converged at Akirinyagas MP's home at Thika Greens until late into the night. The main agenda of the latter meeting was the overreaching by principal secretaries into CSS staffs, reallocation of funds meant for water and roads project for Mount Kenya, firing of senior civil servants who hail from the region, and failure by President William Ruto to honor some of the promises he made during campaigns. Juja MP George Koimburi, who was at the current meeting, confirmed to the Sunday Standard that the two meetings agreed to appoint 3 legislators who will consolidate all the grievances and report back in 3 days. We selected MPs Benjamin Gathiri, Embakasi Central, Jen Kihara Naivasha, and Peter Kiungi Kangema, who will retreat to Meru to prepare a draft that will then be presented to the Deputy President and later to the President to express our dissatisfaction, Koimburi said. Yes. And then it continues. The story continues. Further for opposition. Yes, the story continues. Of purpose so that we are not shortchanged, we agreed that funds that had been diverted must be returned or else we start sensitizing our people, he said. Further for opposition. He added that they have been silent as they do not want to give the opposition fodder to undermine them, but their continued silence had led to them being labeled Tugege, political nincompoops, by their electorate and rivals. Another leader said despite Gachagwa's assertion that the region was a major shareholder. Appointees who had been appointed by the former administration were being replaced by others from other regions, a move she noted created imbalance in the region's share of the government. They are being removed one by one, and this is a matter of concern to us, she added. In fact, it's a long story, but you are seeing clearly that things are falling apart here. These elected leaders are saying they're being labeled Tugege by their electorates. So their silence is really hurting their political future on the ground. And just as I did mention when we were starting that those two meetings, one at Rigathi Axis residence, another one at Thika MP's, at Kirinyaga MP's residence, those two meetings are also telling another confirmation that Rigathi Axis is clearly being isolated here. Yes, is being isolated here. I want us to dig deep into all this for Kenyans to see in clear terms what's happening here. If you are watching us but you are not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's proceed. Yes, what's happening here, ladies and gentlemen? The two separate meetings confirms there is a growing rebellion against Rigathi and against William Samoei Ruto. The ground is becoming very hostile. The mountain ground is becoming very hot. So Ruto and Rigathi, and even these leaders supporting them, they have to change their strategy, failure to which they'll find themselves political rejects. I think that's something coming out very, very clearly. It's no longer business as usual on the mountain. Ruto, Rigathi, and that team, they are losing the ground. And we also saw Rift Valley complaining. So areas that supported William Ruto are clearly abandoning William Ruto. And that should be taken seriously. These two regions might vote against William Ruto. The Kalenjin Rift Valley, the mountain, those two regions most definitely might vote against William Ruto. And then secondly, it's coming out clearly that the elected leaders who are supporting this government, they are also waking up to this reality that if they don't speak out against the failures of this government, they are going to be judged very harshly. They are going to carry the baggage and the failures of this government. So they are trying to save themselves. And for those who have been following me here, I've always maintained that as time goes by, as the government continues failing, any leader supporting the government will become very unpopular on the ground. In fact, supporting this government is going to cost them their political seats. Any leader supporting this government. And it's good they have started realizing that. I don't think it's late. It's early enough for them to make amends and to serve the people. If they don't make amends and to serve the people, they'll all be sent home. It's good they are waking up to that reality. Something also coming out very clearly, I'm seeing the split between the mountain and the Kalenjin Rift Valley. Mjinga kierevuka, mwerevu yu mashakani. These leaders are complaining about funds allocations, about the PSS who are actually controlling the CSSS from the mountain. Mjinga kirevuka, mwerevu yu mashakani. William Ruto most definitely is going to be in more problems with the region in the coming days. We've seen what is happening in the water ministry, where Alice Waume and Happy S are fighting. And we are being told that in all these ministries, Ruto deliberately appointed PSS, to control and to monitor the cabinet secretaries. These cabinet secretaries were silent, but it appears that they are now not ready, not willing to continue remaining silent. Things are falling apart, ladies and gentlemen, and that spells doom for Ruto. Let me stop it there. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.